Good. It seems like I didn't mess up the audio for that, because it's rather jarring in the background. It's quite an obnoxious sound. Okay. Let's have a bit of a look at the characters. Um, yeah, let's crack on crate. What's the crack? Skellig sagas brim with praise for war chiefs and warrior braves of ages past. Yet the saga of Crack, Jarl of Con on Cray, Crack, Jarl of Con on Crate, and Lord of Caer Trodair will outshine them all. It will sing of his strength, courage, his courage, his wisdom, his generosity, his loyalty to his friends, and his relentless pursuit of his foes. There will be few exaggerations in such a tale, for Crack, the mightiest of Skellig's Jarls, truly did possess all the traits of a hero. He aroused terror in his enemies. In fact, Nilfgaardian mothers would use his name to frighten children into obedience, and all in that empire spoke in hushed tones, and of the infamous Tirth Mura, the wild boar of the sea, who devastated coastal provinces during frequent and terrible raids. Grolta knew Crack for long, since the time when, as a young man, the Jarl had sought the hand of young Parvata, Ciri's mother. After Bran's demise, Crack could easily have claimed the throne for himself. He preferred to support the claim of his son, Hjalmar. When his daughter Ceres announced her intention to seek the throne as well, the Jarl also gave her his support, showing no favoritism when it came to his children. To the islanders, honour is the most prized of virtues. Crack thus agreed without hesitation to live up to the pledge he made many years ago on behalf of himself and his entire clan, and supported the search for Cirilla with any means Skellig could offer. Crack also did not balk when it came time to stand and fight Eredin. Though Eredin killed Crack during this fight, the Jarl's death did not break the islander's spirit, instead becoming a model of how to die like a true hero. Damn it, I'm tearing up here too. Ugh. I liked him. How's Hjalmar? I should check. The saying, like father, like son, fixed Crack and his firstborn son to a tittle. Young Hjalmar took after his father in both posture and character, and one predicted that in time he would overtake his elder in the honour and fame he would gain. The extremely able, broad-shouldered swordsman, he had the makings of a superb warrior, and his charisma and tenacity towards almost mad bravado meant he could stir the hearts of woot and glory-craving youth from all Skellig's clans. All these traits made Hjalmar an obvious choice for next king of Skellige. Thus he did not hesitate to stake his claim when the time for this arrived, and immediately set off for Undvik to prove his heroism by battling the legendary ice giant. Hjalmar accomplished what he had set out to do. Fighting side by side with the Witcher, he defeated the Colossus of Undvik. Though his sister was chosen to be ruler instead of him, Hjalmar did not bear a grudge, and decided to lend her reign all his strength, an act that showed surprising political maturity. When discussing Hjalmar's heroic deeds, it surely must be mentioned that they did not hesitate to support Geralt by answering his call and defending Ciri at Kaer Morhen. They don't include the bit where he he keeps up the mad bravado at walking out of a room that's on fire, or him tackling a guy into a portal and, out again. I have to have some of his best bits. Geralt and I had known the Doppler Dudu for years, from before the moment we had actually met him, in fact. You see, we first unwittingly talked to him when he was in Novigrad, impersonating another friend of mine, halfling merchant named Dainty Bibivelt. Dudu had assumed Dainty's form to use the merchant's network of contacts for some business endeavours of his own. 1 second. Sorry, I just need to take a quick drink because it was killing me here. Dainty was infuriated at first to locate the imposter who had inserted himself into his dealings, but when Dudu's investments began generating sizable returns, the halfling changed his tune. He took the doppelganger on as a partner, introducing him to everyone as his cousin, Dudu Bibevelt. Groldwar and Dudu had crossed Horson Jr., one of Novigradz's most ruthless crime bosses. That Dudu extracted himself from this predicament while only losing one eye should be considered a fortunate turn. Siri, Dudu, and I had embroiled ourselves in quite the fiasco, but unlike me, the doppelganger was not caught by the temple guard. Dudu was a theatre aficionado and frequent attendee of Arena's mummers' performances. Apparently, he'd even stepped in to replace indisposed mummers on occasion, and given his special abilities, proved himself a quite convincing understudy. Finally, after a great deal of trouble and thanks to a clever ruse, Groth was reunited with his old friend, and a certain imprisoned poet's only hope. Then Dudu's story, and we just say that, as usual, he found a way to land on his feet. Dudu disguised himself as his one-time adversary, Orson Jr., took over his business, announcing it was going clean and investing all his ill-gotten wealth in a legal and very profitable overseas trading company. In a way, you could say he was living the Novigrad dream. I believe I'm done the base game. Let's go do Blood and Wine now. Apparently, Siegfried was actually leader, Grand Master. Huh. There's a hole punch right through this. Huh. Did not know that. Siegfried was the leader of the Order of the Flaming Rose. He became Grand Master. Like, he was the second Grand Master of the thing. He succeeded the guy we did in, and he led it for 2 years. I don't know why only 2 years, what happened to him thereafter. There's apparently another Siegfried. There's apparently another Siegfried that was mentioned at one stage, extorting protection money from people. But, people, due to the similar name, people were thinking maybe they're the same Siegfried. But that seems greatly out of character for him to be extorting protection money from people. Even if the Flaming Rose fell out of favor, I don't see him, of all people, doing that, you know? So, I'm just going to choose to assume he's off elsewhere, you know? Being the knight in shining armor that he is. Huh. Funny, there's a mini chest in front, the other thing's just painted there. Dear Sir Roderick the Wet, please forgive me for my tardy response. I was waiting for Govan Vivaldi to confirm sufficient funds were available to redeem the bill of exchange you provided. Not that I don't trust you, but the gods help those who help themselves, as the Kawani saying goes. Again, straight to your question. Princess Ada's curse could indeed be caused to return, which Rivia had only a rudimentary knowledge of magic arcana, so was not able to fully remove the spell, and instead only temporarily disrupt its workings. For Ada to become a trigger once more, one would have to sprinkle her food with 3 drops of blood from her father, King Foltest, 3 drops of blood from a wolf, and 3 drops of bile from a freshly buried woman, one who died from having finished 100 years but not yet having started 101st. Then one must cast the intercepted triangle over the meal thus prepared. That should do the trick, but please consider carefully whether you truly wish to carry out such an ignoble deed. Come to the business with you again in the future, Alessandra Deville. Okay, there was meant to be a letter from someone wanting to restart Ada's curse, but I was thinking it was a more recent thing than the Wet. Remember the guy from the first game?
en wat kan, wat kalm.
No, maybe not. Maybe that is all it is. But yeah, I thought it was be more of a, you know, Witcher 3 time, someone wanting to restart our curse, someone's trying to contact someone here about it.
One false move and you will regret it.
Evain Kersher is Daithwin Adden Incarn at Morford.
Christ, that's a mouthful. I can't believe the game is done. Like, there's a bit left, but like, I know, it just feels so... You know when you finish a show, finish a great show, and like, that's it, it's done. You feel at a loss, you feel empty inside. Yeah, that's how I feel right the hell now. I feel gutted. And there's a bit more to go, but it's still like a kick in the fucking bollocks. And this is Geralt gone. His story is done. He's not going to be in Witcher 4. He has a cameo, to one degree or another, in Thronebreaker, but that's it. I do have to get back to Witcher 1 and do the side stories. But god damn. I already feel gutted. Well, not already feel gutted, but I feel gutted now about this. There's more to go, but I seem to have missed a bit over here. Oh well.
Geralt of Rivia.
Ha! Sit with us, Witcher.
Found your message on a notice board.
You see, Palmerin? I told you. The Griffin at White Orchard. I knew that were we only to follow the tracks of its slayer, we would in the end find Geralt.
Milton de Peyrac Peyran and Palmerin de Lawnful. Good to see you both. In years.
In short, we share your joy.
You must forgive us our surroundings. When we pledged to place the village under our protection, the village elder gave us this hut as our lodgings. He swore it is the best hut in the village.
Get involved in some squabble?
We discovered that in retreating, the Redanian garrison had left this land's tillers at the mercy of numerous plagues. A tyranny of bandits, the most onerous among them. These plunderers shall soon descend on this village to collect tribute. Milton and I will dissuade them.
We are both sworn to fight injustice and oppression wherever they rear their heads. The matter does not concern you, of course, but do us the kindness of waiting. Once we have dealt with these marauders, we have a matter we must present to you.
So, plan to go out and meet the bandits when they arrive? Fight them?
Palmerin wishes first to appeal to their sense of decency. But I expect they will be deaf to this.
Yeah, completely.
We must afford them a chance to stand down. Many a hardened outlaw has left the path of wrongdoing upon hearing words of admonition.
Doesn't happen in these lands. Ever.
If they do not heed my reprimand, we at least will know we have done all within our means to evade bloodshed.
Fine. Naturally, I'll help when Palmerin's rhetoric falls on deaf ears.
Excellent. Then we've but to wait for the rogues to arrive.
They're coming!
Hear that? Your bandits have arrived.
Let us go out to greet them.
Hark, contemptible curs!
Girl just chilling in the background.
He mean us?
I, Palmerin de Launfal, call upon you to repent. Search your hearts. Do you not see that they are blackened?
Regular Punch and Judy here.
To prey upon commoners is no honor. To loot their meager stores, abandon the path of shame, and we will spare you.
Right good jest, that. Had us a laugh. Now, fuck off or we lose our patience and you lose something else.
Nay, wait, Zorg. These lads are a lark. Mayhaps they know some tricks.
Oi, players! Can you toss balls all loopity like? Or do that thing where one spits fire while the other farts?
Noble Palmerin's giving you a chance. Now I'm gonna give you some advice. Do what he says.
Or what?
Or you'll find yourself fighting knights errant in the pay of the Duchess of Toussaint. And they eat scum like you with their morning porridge.
There's 3 of them. 2 turtled up in armor. We'll come back later.
Some wench sent them. Folk will say we's afeard of wenches and jesters.
Ooh, insulted the Duchess. Not good.
Indeed, we cannot let the affront go unpunished. I swear upon the Heron you will pay with your own blood. By the crane, villains, ready your arms.
I like these two. Also, Punch and Judy. Huh. I hate shields. By the power of spinning. I like the violin work here. Does give me end up making me think of, I don't know, for whatever reason I keep just hearing Devil Went Down to Georgia. Zorg down. I'm disengaging for a moment. Swallow. Claire, have we seen that name in this game before? Remember the 3 cousins we saved in the first game? I wonder if they'll be anyway relevant here. Seriously? That's annoying.
Why do they not emerge? It is over. We have banished the scoundrels, lifted oppression's yoke from their lives.
Warned you it'd be like this. Fear you as much as they did the bandits now. Sorry, no fanfares and flowers. You're not in Toussaint.
Ah, it is true what folk claim. In the north, no noble deed goes unthwarted. It is time to go home.
And we shall, my friend. Come, Geralt. It's time we delivered our message.
Just give me a sec to play Vulture. Also, probably should put out the houses on fire.